knew was not replacing pet trees. And then we died, and he suddenly showed up, and then I thought it said invisible, and it was intended as invisible. Oh my god, my heart sank. God damn. Just resist all my spells.
Yep.
Boy, that sword would be good on a druid.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
5 gold though.
Okay, I'm going to need
All
to
the
list.
dragons are dead. You can move your character up. And just AFK there for 10 minutes.
Why are you needing that?
Probably doesn't have a tonal weapon, and heals are coming.
Gun.
It's better. Oh, this is for PvP, I guess.
What I didn't need on that shit weapon, what the fuck?
Well,
I mean, it's decent slow attack speed.
You
more
greedy
damage than
boy.
this.
What? Crowblade is so much better. What?
Not what, like arm shit shenanigans.
Can you go already?
Can you go already?
It's the High Lord Bolden fucker.
I'm playing like Orak right now, eating a pizza. It's
Nice.
Build the boss.
playing with the mouse only.
The only
Oh,
way to play.
Auric style.
Yeah.
Oh, he's. Can I talk to him now? Yeah. Should be fine, right?
Yeah, if all the dragons are dead and he's got the question mark.
Oi, cover me.
I was about to say, bro, this guy slaps. Come on. Not any more Auric style, please.
He just dodged everything. What can I do?
Yeah, he dodges
But
everything.
he can't dodge my taunt though.
It's pretty OP when mobs have evasion up because they can dodge from behind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So stupid.
Did you get the quest completed? Yep,
Yes.
Dragon Eye.
Dragon
Then it's just the Winter Spring, and you have the quest.
And I got herf today, motherfucker. I should have been drinking.
Well, you need, yeah, but don't forget to complete everything first. I know you probably did.
I hope so. I took your word for it.
I mean, if you could turn in the quest installment, you should be fine.
You must search for the world. Search the world for. Must travel to Dustwellow Marsh. What?
If you have quest or so, it should show the location as well. I'm probably turning it straight to Halo after that.
But I already have. Yeah, it's
Yep.
fine. We should be good.
Pick the chest items, and if it's something your paladin can use, you can actually leave it inside.
Oh yeah. That's big brain. I'll take a look for you.
Sure. I doubt it though. Is there anything good for Paladin? Tank?
It's the best healing mace.
Yeah, but I'm not healing.
Oh.
Last
wanna
gear
roll
for
for it?
Brunhilde, perhaps?
Oh yeah.
Unless Windcaller wants it for healing, I suppose.
Let me see. Grace of the Hoodly Hood. Main hand. Well, I got the lava digger at the moment. That's my healing stuff. So, you can take it for a paladin. I should also, if this many people join for PvP next week, I should probably be rank 14 pretty soon. So.
Nice.
So then I get the big 134 healing one-hander.
So OP.
Yeah, it's like, oh, do we want like 30, maybe 40 for damage? Take 130.
That's fucking insane.
Alright, so I
That's
suggest you don't play on both accounts at the same time while we are doing the Lyceum.
What?
If you get left behind, you are very likely to pull something because you're also lower level. You can't avoid the patrols and everything as easy as the others.
You have no sense of adventure.
Difficulty.
Yeah, I agree.
I will kill a couple of more mages in this place. That is an adventure, I agree. Back to Elvin Forest.
Okay, so
Refrawl is done, yeah.
let's go to the site first and get the
Yep.
first torch.
We got a patrol in that location as well, coming our way soon. Guess we get a little bit of extra HP.
Oh, that's a lot of XP.
It is a ton of XP here, even if in a full man group.
Yeah, that's why I thought it wouldn't be as good. 120 and 130 per kill.
Can I pull the next one?
Hello, Moon Ranger.
It's okay.
Hello. What up, what up?
And respawn.
Okay, I'll try to get the skull next.
Double
Think we
mage
should move up
Lyceum is
one more
pretty
pillar.
nice.
That is a patrol on top of it.
Ugh. Just wait for the respawn here. They're respawning.
Now you can take it.
They're respawning.
No, I'm pulling it.
They respawn, right?
Yeah.
Did you not
this
pull the
how we
respawn?
die?
We're not gonna pull the respawn if we stand here. Unless we go out of our way. But we do have a second new patrol coming in this way, so we should go back to the start now before the respawn. I'll try to keep a shield up on you mages at all time.
You should have mana shield going as well. So
Yes. Oh.
You have respawns on top of us.
no shit, Sherlock.
Took 10 seconds to throw that with all the pushback. Okay, second torch. Nice, nice.
I have the torch bearer. Is that a double pull? No.
Nope.
Double mage is fucking comfy.
Yep.
Okay,
Gonna
sweaty
drink for a
man should
moment?
drink up. Yeah.
Let's hope it uses the old torch first. Let's see.
We should be good for time
It did
either way.
not.
Okay, I'm pulling these.
So much fucking XP. It is ridiculous.
It is amazeballs.
Yep, and to man with Blessing of Sanctuary, if you have that, these guys won't hurt as badly at least. And on a Paladin, that is very tanky.
Loner is fucking tanky as shit on that Paladin.
I love it.
I saw you just got the Skull Flame Shield.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I love it.
Do you also
It's
have
the best thing that ever happened.
Do you also have the chest?
Oh,
From,
The
Wave round. The web.
nice.
We did not pull.
He has the true champion thing, is that what?
Demon Force breastplate,
Yeah,
right?
the
Oh,
Human Force, yeah. You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
that one?
I do, but it doesn't trigger that often. I think it's too low percentage rate.
Okay, are we ready?
I'll do a pre-shield on you so I don't have to heal you before you are in position. And I'm ready.
Seth, get over here.
Get
3,
over
2,
here.
1.
You little sweaty boy.
You doing Ubers?
No.
We are in BRD.
And do prioritize getting the interruptions as well. Wing Collar can probably get them all, but
You have to call them out because I can't see the cast bar from here.
I can see, but apparently only on.
Taunted
Oh, there
5
it
med
is.
30 shit.
I'm stunned for 100 seconds. So.
Yep, same. And I'm out.
Can we take a 2-minute break so I can give my cat insulin after this one?
Yep.
It's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I've shifted it forward because I have to wake up earlier and leave. Yeah, be right back. 2-3 minutes.
Just don't go AFK in the fire.
Actually, I think as a warrior with a warrior regen, I can. Because I have so much spirit.
Lonely should be fine there from patrols, right?
Let's hope so.
Patrols are not going that far, right?
Yeah, I could actually FK in here.
Probably. You're probably the most knowledge about the patrols. Is Loner fine in his current position?
Probably.
Do we go back?
We probably should actually. I don't know how far the patrol goes. There is one patrol that goes up to that wall somewhere, but I don't think it goes that far. But I'm not certain about it. Would be a really stupid way to die.
I'm gonna run a little bit on the... Can you, one of you guys, guide me when I get
Yeah,
there?
I'll guide you. So just go to the question mark.
You stand in fire on your sweaty man as well.
Then I can die on 2 characters at once.
That doesn't sound good.
I remember a long time ago that jump is pretty buggery.
It's going to be amazing to watch your stream.
Yeah, I didn't think that one. This one. Am I just going down here one?
Wait, no. No, go back.
It's possible to go there as well, but it's easier to walk on. Yeah, he's gone too far already.
Just go around. Go
yeah, just
there,
go
to the left. There,
This
up
one?
ahead. Okay, just turn right here.
Just bypass the enemies.
No, I would go like just go on the road and go north a bit. Okay, to the left. Like don't go to the left of this dude ahead.
To know Anakin Skywalker in order
Yeah.
to make sense of Darth
Just go straight
Vader. But on
ahead
the other hand, sequel
and just
writers
avoid
made a
them all.
conscious decision to introduce Kylo at the
Yep.
point in time where he's not fully transformed
that
into
mountain
the
you can
villain
basically go up,
Darksider. Therefore,
up,
he
up,
ends up
and
to
then
be
just
this
go a little
hybrid
bit
between Ben Solo,
Okay.
his former
To your right.
self, and Kylo Ren. You see, every time Ren has this little weak moment in the movies, it's obvious that the film is waiting
Okay,
for
you
you
want
to
to
grow
bypass
sympathetic
everything,
towards this
basically?
man. But this sympathy, in my opinion,
Just,
is completely
straight through, or?
compromised by this little
Yeah, I
detail.
would go
If you haven't
left.
noticed,
You can go up on that mountain actually, like on the mountain wall that you're riding towards, and you can get up from there.
You see that big ass tree?
He wasn't. So basically,
You
you're
look
gonna
up
have to
that-
try and
behind you
sympathize
there,
and take
to the left.
seriously this abstract idea
Like
By the
of
mountain wall.
Hero's final
Okay,
form
look-
and the
Oh,
only
that
physical
one. Yeah,
form
yeah,
that
yeah.
appears
Big ass
on
tree.
screen
You just around
is of a
that
serial
rock.
killer.
back.
They just took Darth Vader's concept, put a teary filter on it, and said, yes, that's the complex character you've been waiting for. He's basically Vader, but with a twist,
Please,
an occasional teary face every now and then. He's
And I'm
always
not even at the
angry
jump
and
yet.
sometimes sad. And these two emotions
started
are
running,
completely
in
enough
Black
for
Ops
you
Depth.
to think that
Oh,
he's actually
you are in the
written
safe
well,
position
even
there.
though in reality it results in a character that is completely
I'll just take a
detached from
break
the
on
audience's
the
sympathy.
Garlandu
Making a
now,
character
and then-
make a sad face and
Just finish Purity. It's like 5 minutes left.
What boss are you guys on?
Emperor.
Emperor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good luck on the hammer.
Yeah, we're hoping. We praying, bro. We praying.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard good things about that hammer, but
Yet to experience it.
Some would say it's the goat.
oh, for sure, yeah. I actually kind of love like proc items, and it's just like bah, 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 bah. Bah, 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 bah. Two of those, two of those, two of those.
Very strong.
And then with Hodge, with Fury
Ooh, is
and
it
itself.
unique?
Yeah. Oh, it's main
Oh.
hand, right? At least.
Main hand. Gotcha.
You can take a second to drink.
shout a lot
And
does not
unique,
make your
so you
audiences feel
doubly
deeply for the
can have
character.
two
What
of them.
does do it is knowing the reason behind them consistently
Or
having
use two of
episodes.
them at least.
Use that with the hand of over the odd. Ooh.
The unique also means you can't have to.
Yeah, yeah. And even if you could, you couldn't use two of them. That's what I meant.
Oh yeah. Here we party hardy. Wanna kill Princess or am I kiting her?
I got the quest to save her.
I also got the quest to save, so I would like to do just that.
Yep, yep, yep.
Listen to get
Yeah,
a
for
bit.
me, it's gonna be a really nice ring.
Also
take a sec to
because
drink.
you can't loot her until you have saved her, which is quite
True.
fun.
But you can loot her until you save
Yeah,
her.
You
if
need to complete the quest
if you
to
haven't
save
done
her.
the quest to save her, then you
Oh.
can't loot her. So
No gear for you.
Throwing weapons with me.
resist? Are you fucking kidding me?
Can I get a decurs? Por favor.
Por favor.
What's hit cap? Is it
It's 9%.
9%? Okay.
But
Uh,
like,
thinking
so
about
weapons.
respecting-
that
weapon
depends
skill-
on all the factors. So give us more
If
information.
you okay, weapon skill gives you 3% if you have 5. And then you only need 6%, but that's like yellow hit cap for 63 mobs. For like level 1 mobs, you don't need any hit. For like same level, you need like 3%, I think.
5 for your own level.
So being at 300, I would need.
300 hit? That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, no, like for your weapon, don't you get hit from your weapon skill?
Yeah, so
He's just trolling you.
as a night elf, there's really no way. Oh yeah, you can actually get like the belt from Emperor, and there's gloves from LBRS that both have like every ranged skill, so you could get 3% hit there, and then you just need 6%. And in survival, you get 3%. Isn't it like?
3%, I think it is.
Right now.
And then you can get 3% from the scope and from Molten Core once that has actually dropped.
Yeah,
We don't have
so
that.
when you have the scope, you only need to get 3% from gear and raids back.
Oh, really? Because with my gear and everything, I think I'm at 11.
Yeah, then you're already hit cap.
Yes, I was thinking about respecking for agility.
You can do that, yeah.
Oh, I had to give you the enchant. Where are you? I can do that after this.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Either one of you guys. That'd be awesome.
Which enchant?
15 agility.
15. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so are we ready? Let's
Yeah, I'll
get
just
this.
do a frostbolt on her. And then counter
Okay.
splash. Oh, she heals. God damn.
I powered up a pyroblast, and then he got immune the second it hit. That was so fucking lame.
That sucks.
Oh, 1,000 damage. Holy moly.
1300.
That's a good ring for you, sweaty man. No, never mind. Forgot.
I mean, considering his HP without the stamina buff, I do agree it is actually good for him.
Yeah.
But you have Band of the Unicorn.
Yeah.
Double
Well,
band
for-
the unicorn.
But for this Lyceum shit, you don't need to spell it. You should take it.
Right, I'm gonna run and grab a Dimal buff as we are done here.
So
Loner,
did anybody
could they
need
get
the
a-
ring? Oh,
No.
yeah.
Loner, could you do an Ironforge portal?
Okay, so I need to jump up here, you say?
Oh, okay, great. The show is back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go up that passage-ish.
If you need to get the portal.
And
go to the
between
portal,
those,
no.
yeah, between that little gap towards the tree root.
Oh shit!
and then
don't
you
click it. I forgot.
and now you go on your left, up that ramp, and follow your right. And then you have to jump on that mount and look to your right. And you see her. You need to jump on that wall, and then you can get stuck, and then you can make the jump, basically.
One
Oh.
failed attempt.
So, should I watch a video from where I should jump from?
There is a
No,
short
this is
video.
great.
Do you want the link?
Syndrome from the
Sure.
But you want to land in like the middle of like the wall. So you see like where like your like ledge ends and the next one ends or begins. You want to be like in the middle. So like where you're standing right
Back
now
up there? Yeah.
to the left, like where you're standing right there, like just jump like forward jump, like
I'll just link it in the video channel in the Discord.
just like run and
I
jump.
wrote to you like a day ago or something.
Okay, like run as far to the left as you can.
Yeah.
Like yeah. Okay, like look up
Yeah.
further to the left. Just do like W jump.
What?
W jump, like run jump.
Right here or what?
Yeah.
I'll send you the video.
Okay. Now you're okay. Now look to the right,
Yeah.
like there. Like okay, further to the left slightly, like 3 degrees. and do it again. Forward jump. Okay, you need to like run jump.
Yeah, like instantly, right?
Yes. But yeah, so if you like run forward and you fail the jump, you can just run backwards and like do it again.
Oh. I'm gonna watch the video just for... Nice.
Are you guys already done with your run?
Yes, Emperor
Yes.
Mount. Does that make a
Okay.
difference?
That was quick.
No, you can do it without epic mount.
Oh, we were right before Emperor when you.
Oh, he does normal mount, yeah.
Oh, I gotta get my mats from my bank real quick.
Sure.
Okay. What? I'm too far down now, right?
I don't. Maybe. I don't know. Try.
Sartu,
Yeah?
do you want to bet like 25 gold?
I'm
that
done betting with you. You fucking commie.
He's sick and tired of losing his money to you, bro.
Yeah, beer back.
And then he just fucking fucks off. Oh no. Okay, so like right here, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That looks good.
And then like right here.
Yeah.
Oh
And
god!
careful,
I want
stop.
I want to
Wait.
bet money gun.
Don't touch the rune. Don't touch the rune.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Even if he does, he can just walk on the rune again to teleport again, so it's not
God
too bad.
damn, boys, that's how we do.
Good job.
It's the one-handed
Give
weapon,
us
right? Because it's not two-handed weapon. That's still not out, right?
I would prefer the 2, but I don't think it's out yet, right?
I think it's out.
Oh shit!
What?
What the fuck?
He is sending you to Winterspring.
Oh, my.
No, wait.
God.
Did you get? You did. Oh yeah, you did pick the quest.
Did you do the 20?
Oh.
Yeah, I have it the recipe, but it doesn't function yet. I think it's 25.
I bubbled there.
Oh,
What the
damn.
fuck was that?
You got
Oh!
sent.
Oh,
You're
fuck.
landing in the lake. You're fine.
Oh.
Just let's guy. No, you don't. I don't need gold. The two-handed agility weapon thing is still not in the phase, right?
I
No,
don't
it's
think
not.
so.
It's phase 5.
I thought I fucked up there, guys.
Yeah, I could tell.
Typhoon.
You could. What the fuck is this Alliance quest, man? Just fucking...
Oh, it's the same for Horde. You
Oh,
also get kicked all the way
the
to.
color?
Oh.
Oh, what the heck? I feel ripped off.
Ripped off? What do you mean?
See the color of my sword? It's not like green-ish.
It was green before.
Well, the enchant that you gave me is green.
Oh.
I thought
Now
it
we
added
good?
to it.
Then I just have to do Ubers, right? Then we're done.
Cool,
Yeah.
thank you, Lone.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Nice.
I'm gonna log on to the Holy Beep, then you can invite me to the party.
Yeah,
You have-
I should stay inside the dungeon until you're in, right?
Yeah.
You have to make water as well, though.
Oh god.
Is Uber's full?
Oh, I'm in Tanaris. Fuck, bro. Oh, I can log alone. No. I got it.
Where the fuck do I have Herf on my mage? You got
Which
Herf and Tanaris on your mage, one?
Yeah. Oh, fucking water. We also need to figure out where the fuck did I send the elixirs of fortitude we made? Was
I have a lot.
that on the? God, we're so well prepared, huh? Do you have elixirs of fortitude?
Yeah.
Okay, then what about the food thing?
The food thing?
Food buff.
I can make. I think I have made it on my mage actually.
Can you send it to Holy Bee?
Yeah, just gonna run out with the paladin and then I'll reload. What is this quest even? I don't remember that at all. Yeah. So I'm sending you fortitude and food.
Yeah.
Owen. Perfect.
Just like not much, like 6, 8 or whatever, 6 or 8 at most. And just 2 elixirs. We're only staying there for like an hour at most.
I'm just sending you a stack, right?
Sure. I guess you also don't need much water
Nah.
for the same reason.
And my mage is like super mana independent because of the Master of Elements thing.
A mage that doesn't need mana. Okay, bro.
Yes. I cracked the code, dude. Just do crits every time you cast a spell, then you don't need a lot of mana.
True. You got it all figured out.
So we're not raiding tomorrow, Owen?
I don't know.
I think it's Sunday, isn't it?
It's Sunday.
Yeah,
right?
Karaya just said like tomorrow. You just said
What?
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Raid
but,
tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just-
my bad. That's
you
my
just
bad. I'm just.
misspoke. Yeah.
Yep. So I won't be home tomorrow.
Like-
So
70 water is enough, right?
You. Yeah, we're not gonna have that much time in there.
I'll make a bit more.
Are you on your paladin now?
Yeah.
How much XP do you have?
9%.
Oh, okay. I'm a bit ahead of you then.
That's fine.
I'm 32%.
Doesn't really matter.
Nope.
And then I have to invite Holy Beep.
Do we want Rumsey Rum as well?
Nah. That's
No?
too sweet.
So, knowing the history of a character not only adds an additional context, but most importantly makes the audience care about their story. Context like, that his parents basically got rid of him because they were scared of his force powers, or that he was groomed by the Sith Lord from the moment of his conception, or that it may or may not have been Palpatine who burned down Luke's temple this whole time. All these things that I just mentioned not only make Kylo seem to be more relatable and sympathetic, but also make you understand his pain and why he's so conflicted all the freaking time. But no, none of this information is accessible through the movies, but additional comics and novels written by people who actually put thought in them. The comics and novels crafted by Lucasfilm utilize the biggest key aspects of understanding Kylo's character without actually using them to deepen him in the movies themselves. Therefore, through the movie watcher's eyes, this guy is a 30-year-old baby who likes to smash consoles, which makes us laugh. His mental breakdowns are almost never treated as such. They are always either the butt of the joke or another way to showcase how cool his lightsaber is. And when you see a fictional person have a complete meltdown, the lack of any type of context will make the scene appear completely comical to the viewer. For example, in my opinion, one of the most tragic scenes in the entire trilogy is the moment when Kylo Ren sees Luke Skywalker for the first time in so many years. Adam Driver's acting, coupled with the added information from novels and comics of Luke basically being a father figure to Ben after his parents' neglection, him not being the one to burn down the temple, at least not intentionally, intentionally, or all his friends turning their back on him without even having second thoughts, leads to conclude his reaction to be one hell of a mix of grief, sadness, complete bitterness, and longing. And these mix of feelings obviously trigger PTSD that ultimately results in Kylo having a very public mental breakdown. But the lack of set foundation from the novels or the comics adds a lot of pressure on Adam Driver's performance alone in terms of being able to deliver a reaction that is realistic to the character and plays into his traumas, while making sense to the audience that was never even fully informed of the existence of those said traumas in the first place, which results in them completely misreading the point of the scene, making his reaction seem exaggerated and unrealistic. So much so that the internet literally mimified it. He comes off as a 6'3" emotionally immature man-child acting like a 3-year-old. Hence his over-the-top and sudden responses to the triggering events or situations throughout the entire trilogy come off as completely humorous, since we don't really have enough information to notice those triggers in the first place. Talking about triggers, so, if you ever heard about this little game called League of Legends, you might have heard about this little character named Jinx. Jinx is fascinating since within the game she's nothing more than a cool looking character design with an unhinged personality that makes her very entertaining to people. Her craziness and mental instability is something that people who play the game admire about her. Yeah, creators of League of Legends went and created one of the most phenomenal series I've seen in a while. It also delivered one of the best antagonists in recent history. That also turns out to be basically everything that the sequel writers envisioned Kylo to be, but you know, actually written well. And it doesn't help that Jinx and Kylo go through basically the same character arc. Get betrayed by a family member, hug it out with the bad guy, be manipulated by that bad guy, start committing mass murder, have episodes when they become completely unstable and wreck stuff, and end up offing that said bad guy because of their struggles to remain bad or something. Both Jinx and Kylo are
blood and thunder. Victory. Taboo. Drink. What can I help you with? Mokra. What are you looking for?
also similar in a way that they are both in this transitioning stage where they're flirting with the bad deeds but at the same time haven't fully let go of their past innocent self, who in Jinx's case is Powder. Because the series actually spends time introducing Powder to the audience, when we witness this innocent little girl transition into this mass criminal, it's devastating to watch instead of entertaining. This familiarity with Powder helps us pinpoint every moment when Jinx's trauma is triggered and her PTSD kicks in, because we at the bare minimum are aware of what that exact trigger is in that exact moment. Every time Jinx loses her composure, no viewer ever roots for her to weep out her bombs and blow up even more stuff, because that would mean the death of the character that we are deeply invested and attached to. But with Kylo we get the complete opposite. His spontaneous outbursts are almost always the most anticipated and known things about him. Since most of the audience does not care nor is invested in whether or not the character they know almost nothing about out that being Ben Solo survives the darkness or something. Kylo is a lot like Jinx before Arcane. He's a cool-looking antagonist whose main shtick is to be basically mentally ill. But Arcane actually took the caricature of Jinx, the crazy girl with explosives, and added layers and foundation that caused complete 180 in people's perception of Jinx. While before Arcane, people found her mental illness fascinating and fun, after Arcane, that same people find that same aspect of that same character completely heartbreaking. And that is the exact type of thing Kylo's writing lacks. Every time Kylo loses his composure, you don't really get the memo that you're watching the result of years of neglection and abuse. You just think, oh, what an immature douche. What type of a YouTuber would I be to not mention The Last Jedi at least once in my career? But with all honesty, I do not think that we can explore Kylo Ren's character without diving deep into Luke Skywalker, hence The Last Jedi along with it. Even though the trilogy refuses to admit it, I do think that Kylo and Luke and their relationship is the catalyst of these three movies. The Last Jedi, as we know it, is arguably one of the most polarizing movies of all time, and I think one of the key reasons for people's distaste for the movie is Luke Skywalker's writing, in particular his writing in relation to Kylo Ren.
For the briefest moment of pure instinct, I thought I could stop it. It passed like a fleeting shadow. And I was left with shame and with consequence.
Not only is this one the most important scene in shaping the reception of Episode 8, but it is also one of the most notable moments in Luke Skywalker's story and the most defining nights in Kylo Ren's history. A moment where Ben Solo becomes Kylo Ren. And what makes this movie the most controversial is Luke's decision to literally off his nephew, which within the movie comes completely out of the left field and more so seems totally and utterly out of character for the honorable and righteous Luke Skywalker that we know. But I think there's nothing wrong with this scene. It's just that the rest of the movie nor the trilogy supports it. The problem with this incident is the fact that it's devoid of any type of context. In these movies, we never get to know what their relationship was like leading up to this moment. Was this the moment of creation of their antagonism towards each other, or did they dislike one another from the very beginning? But most importantly, we never get to know why did this scene happen in the first place. Yes, the movie provides both of their opinions, but it never provides the objective truth that is essential to Ben Solo's character. Was Luke right and Ben Solo was never even good, or was this an unfortunate accident caused by Snoke's manipulation? The movie nor the trilogy ever answer any of these questions that happen to be the most important ones when it comes to understanding Ben Solo. In contrast to Luke and Ben in Arcane, you get the relationship between sisters Vi and Powder. The series spends time establishing the loving relationship between two sisters prior to their fallout. And when it comes to the scene where Vi's actions cause Powder to become Jinx, just the way Luke's above-mentioned actions caused Ben Solo to become Kylo Ren, Arcane slowly but surely builds up the narrative of how these two end up in this particular situation. The viewer is not left speculating or shell-shocked by the unraveling of the relationship because the writers provide much-needed context and thought process behind characters' every decision. Now, imagine if Arcane set up the relationship between Vi and Powder only to all of a sudden hit you with the scene where Vi, an older sister with the complete authority over her defenseless and much vulnerable little sister, treats her in a way I cannot describe on YouTube. It would damage both of these characters, rendering an older sister not only to be a complete a-hole, but to be completely inconsistent with the loving and caring person that the writers set up initially. On the other hand, little sister's character is left completely neglected and lacking any type of development. But when you add the knowledge of Powder with the good intentions accidentally ending up killing 3 of their family members, and that is the reason why Vi had the moment of weakness where she completely lost her composure and lashed out on her sister. The writing does not seem inconsistent nor the character's personality seem to suffer. No, on the contrary, this type of added factor renders both characters as immensely relatable and sympathetic without villainizing any of them. And that is the exact thing that is missing from the relationship between Luke and Ben Solo. The lack of information behind this sequence makes both of their intentions questionable and obscure, when just a little bit of additional writing could have saved Luke Skywalker from coming off as a villain, instead making him a relatable father figure, and added so much more depth, emotion, and relatability to Ben Solo's ultimate and unfortunate end. Both Vi and Luke are initially the guiding presence of Ben and Powder. These two characters are the prime examples of what Zuko could have become without the grounding and guiding presence of Uncle Iroh. They both embody the possibility of the monster any of us could have become if the only and the most important anchor of our lives turned their back on us at our most vulnerable. Where Powder's experience and trauma moving forward helps us understand, relate, and sympathize with Jinx's brokenness, the obscurity of Ben Solo's traumatic past renders Kylo Ren impossible to read, understand, relate, or even feel sorry for. And unfortunately, Luke's and Kylo's relationship is never developed outside of the very few scenes that are meant to set up their relationship in the first place. Yeah, let's talk about that. The Rise of Skywalker, my favorite topic of them all. There's a lot to unpack here, which is quite impressive considering Kylo's complete lack of screen time in it. Yeah, remember when Luke in The Last Jedi explicitly states,
See you around, kid.
yeah, scratch that, let's downrate Kylo to be a plot device to get Rey Jesus from one place to another. I was not kidding when I stated that Luke and Kylo's relationship is the centerpiece of this trilogy. Without their infamous fallout, Luke would never have gone to hiding, therefore The Force Awakens would never have happened. And maybe the world would be better off. Even though in The Last Jedi these two do have this reunion moment where Luke apologizes and Kylo growls at him, it doesn't seem like the conclusion of their story because it's quite obvious that they need this final reconciliation without which neither one's arc is complete. And the movie directly addresses that. In my opinion, the story the sequel trilogy needed was not only one of Ben Solo's redemption, but Skywalker's redemption as well. The Rise of Skywalker could easily have been centered around these two's relationship, and Luke being the reason for Ben Solo's downfall, trying to redeem his nephew, hence redeeming himself along with him. But the Rise of Skywalker refuses for some reason, and you're left with Luke Skywalker that tried to off his nephew and then said, "Oops, sorry," and peaced out, leaving his nephew as angry as ever, and both of their arcs completely unfinished. Probably one of the better scenes in The Rise of Skywalker is the scene with Han and Kylo, where seemingly Kylo redeems himself or something. But even though it sounds cool and emotional, to me it doesn't make sense. It's quite clear in The Force Awakens that Han is a very important piece in his son's story, and that his fall is something that tilts Kylo off his edge, ironically, leaving Ren as conflicted as ever, hence starting his redemption arc. Therefore, to me, it does not make sense why Han Solo would be the beginning and the ending of Kylo's redemption. Why is Han the one to break Kylo when he wasn't the one who created him in the first place? For this reason, in The Force Awakens it makes complete sense of why this conversation fails, but why doesn't it fail in The Rise of Skywalker? What's changed really, except writer's intentions? How is it that he goes from an angry sociopath to daddy's boy in matter of minutes? I guess his mom died and he's probably upset, but I can't believe I'm actually trying to make sense of this mess. And I do believe that if writers understood their own creation on a deeper level, they would have put Luke instead of Han in that scene. Because as I've mentioned, I think Han already did his job to the fullest in The Force Awakens in terms of redeeming his son. It makes sense why he was not able to bring his son back. It was not his job, since he is not the one who struck the final blow to Ben Solo. It was Luke who did it. This scene feels like sticking a Han Solo-sized band-aid on a Luke Skywalker-sized gush wound. It's cute, but it doesn't work. Did Kylo need to apologize? Absolutely. But Luke had to be the one to have that final conversation with his nephew, for his own sake at least. And I do not understand how this is not the most obvious thing in the world. And right after this scene, Ben Solo goes and gives the Skywalkers the conclusion they deserve. I do believe that with a bit of a more thought put into it, Kylo could have easily overthrown Darth Vader as a fan favorite, because he had a potential to simultaneously deliver Darth Vader's intrigue and badassery coupled with Anakin's complexity and tragedy. But the problem is that Hollywood does not care about characters anymore, for the most part. The most unfortunate part of all this is that the reason why most filmmakers approach the character writing this way is because of us, really. Today, almost no one will spend their time on a movie lacking in spectacle just to watch great characters, but everyone will watch a grand spectacle, even if it's completely lacking in character depth. But then again, one does not exclude the other. But for that, you need passion first. The passion that Hollywood, and especially Disney, really lack nowadays. Most of the time, the only saving grace of today's blockbusters are two things: remains of the past and people hired by Hollywood that have passion for their jobs. And Kylo Ren is a clear product of that, and Jinx is a very clear exception. While Jinx in Arcane was a passion project designed to triumph by delivering a heartbreaking story, Kylo was a product that was designed to succeed only by being just cool enough to sell enough toys.
The Incredibles accomplishes something that very few villains manage to do. There are plenty of great antagonists who work because they pose a compelling threat to the heroes, and others who are entertaining because they don't. But Syndrome is a rare concoction in that he manages to embody the best of both worlds without either side invalidating the other.
You always say be true to yourself, but you never say which part of yourself to be true to.
And that's especially interesting in his case because it conveys a kind of tragedy with his character. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at his actual role in the story. We first see Syndrome, or Buddy, as a kid fascinated by superheroes, specifically his idol, Mr. Incredible. So much so that he tries to take up superhero work of his own, not realizing out of childhood naivety that he is obviously unqualified. He interferes with active crime scenes, escalates dangerous situations, seems completely oblivious to threats to other people and himself. Seems completely oblivious to threats to other people and himself, and in general seems more interested in the spectacle of being a hero rather than, you know, just being one.
And now you have officially carried it too far, buddy.
And after facing the consequences for that, including the disapproval of his former idol,
You're not affiliated with me!
he chooses to blame everyone but himself, dedicating his adult life doubling down on his literal childhood fantasy of being a superhero and proving to the world that, no, actually, it was good that I interrupted the capture of a dangerous criminal, causing him to escape, almost derailing a train, and letting the man who saved it to suffer the resulting lawsuit.
I only wanted to help.
And because of that obsessive need to prove himself, he ends up becoming one of the most dangerous villains to ever come from Pixar. Honestly, with just how much legitimately terrifying and downright evil things he does throughout the second half of the movie, it can at times be easy to forget that he was introduced as a joke character who, sure, was reckless and destructive, but was ultimately too stupid and short-sighted to be taken seriously. And the climax is really a testament to his character flaws. His introduction to the scene involves him swooping in and quote-unquote heroically rescuing a mother and baby from a truck thrown by the Omnidroid that he sent. And in keeping with his habit of prioritizing showing off over protecting lives, he introduces himself to the world by throwing the truck through the air, which I'll remind you is what the death robot he's there to stop literally just did, causing an explosion as it lands.
I'm Syndrome!
And bear in mind, when the Omnidroid threw that truck, people were running away because obviously they would. Then everyone comes back to marvel at Syndrome after he arrives, and only after he's attracted them does he throw the truck, actively putting more people in danger than the Omnidroid in that moment, basically just because it looked cool. And the rest of the climax ends up being a really great showcase for how Syndrome manages to strike that perfect balance between silly and serious. On the one hand, his actions put the entire city in danger, unleashing a robot that even the military were powerless to stop, and was only defeated because one specific person had literal insider information on how to stop it.
The only thing hard enough to penetrate it is itself.
But on the other hand, for the main villain of the movie, Syndrome has remarkably little direct involvement in the climax, which has been a bit of a theme throughout the movie. During the Bon Voyage encounter, he doesn't even acknowledge that a fight is happening, and from his recollection of the fight, seemingly just doesn't remember.
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
Even during the action scenes in his own territory, his henchmen are usually the only ones to get their hands dirty. He does get one moment where he directly attacks Mr. Incredible, except that ends with him accidentally flinging him away, losing him in the process.
Brilliant.
An early sign during his reintroduction that even after all this time later, he still doesn't know what he's doing. Not to mention, he starts monologuing. He starts this prepared speech about how feeble Mr. Incredible is compared to him and how inevitable his defeat is, and how respect will soon be his, yada yada yada. I feel like I've made that reference in another video. But then we see Syndrome in the climax where all he has to do is put an end to a robot attack that he orchestrated and has practically full control over. He lasts less than a minute, flies into a wall, and then gets knocked out for the rest of the fight. Syndrome is so incompetent as a superhero that he can't even defeat a robot that he designed specifically to defeat. Then that leaves the Incredibles to step in and do the job that they're best at and that Syndrome couldn't accept he wasn't cut out for.
No!
It's also worth noting that Syndrome and the Incredibles both have very different attitudes during the fight. Syndrome, during his brief time in the fight, is playing to the crowd and making cliche quips that he no doubt heard from the media he grew up with.
Someone needs to teach this hunk of metal a few manners!
You know, basically the same way Joss Whedon writes Superman.
Is this guy still bothering you?
With the Incredibles themselves, though, the family actually values the safety of the city, and their mood throughout the fight is surprisingly pretty serious for how over-the-top and comedic they were in a lot of the early scenes, showing their growth and ability to function as a unit. And with those attitudes in mind, you can also make the argument that Syndrome serves as like a dark parallel to Mr. Incredible. They both start their journeys loving super work, the only difference being that while Mr. Incredible enjoys it, he also takes the job seriously and does it for the right reasons.
I'm just here to help.
Cut to 15 years later though, and Mr. Incredible, missing the satisfaction he felt from hero work, has lost sight of the real reason for doing it, becoming so starved of it that he cheers at the idea of people being in danger for him to save. And in the process, losing sight of the gifts that he actually had in his life. Essentially, Mr. Incredible is Buddy in that moment. I mean, I'm just saying, Mr. Incredible keeps a giant collage in his wall glorifying his hero work, and what does Buddy also have? The key difference between the two of them, though, is that Mr. Incredible learns to value the life he has, and through that, he's able to be a hero for the reasons that actually make someone a hero. And that's the realization that Syndrome was never mature enough to make, instead remaining the same child he always was after that one interaction he just refused to move on from.
Go home, buddy. What? Now.
But okay, to Syndrome's credit, he does have one more trick up his sleeve after the Omnidroid is defeated, and we're treated to one last mini-climax. Here, Syndrome shows up at the Incredibles' home to abduct Jack-Jack. He sticks around for a minute, though, to explain his motivation.
You took away my future. I'm simply returning the favor.
And it's here we realize that Syndrome has learned absolutely nothing, and much like he did 15 years ago, is blaming everyone but himself. I'd like you to indulge me for a minute here. Let's say, hypothetically, that Syndrome's actions throughout the movie were justified, that Mr. Incredible really was just a big old meanie and Syndrome was in the right for sending a giant robot to destroy a city. And let's throw in that the Daily Bugle is a reliable and trustworthy news source because why not? Even if you want to play by Syndrome's logic here, he's still not correct. The Incredibles did not take away his future. He screwed up completely on his own, and the Incredibles just did what needed to be done. But in his mind, everything the Incredibles do is a direct attack against him personally.
Personally.
I'm being attacked! No, I'm not attacking you!
But after one last plan not going as well as he thinks it will, he vows to keep coming back before getting sucked into a jet turbine.
This isn't the end of it! I will get your son eventually!
I think a lot of people don't really consider the implications of that line, so let me paint a picture. Here we have a grown man who has been obsessing over Mr. Incredible since he was a child, has demonstrated zero ability to prove his worth to him, and his takeaway from all this is that he needs to spend more time invading his life. Can you imagine how sad and lonely Syndrome's life would have turned out if he hadn't died seconds later? Speaking of which, let's talk about how he died. It's not exactly a new observation to say that Syndrome's death is a callback to Edna Mode's rant from earlier in the movie.
Nutcase!
But I think there's an extra level of meaning to it. Edna's argument in this scene is basically that she refuses to design suits with capes because it's a little bit of flashiness at the expense of a lot of practicality and safety. So in a way, it's kind of a fitting end for Syndrome. We first see him as a wide-eyed kid, enamored by the glamour of being a hero, but way too reckless and undisciplined. He went his life operating that way, and it eventually caught up to him. His demise was a direct result of his own evil motivation. There are a lot of different reasons I can point to for why Syndrome is such an enjoyably hateable villain. His ego, his victim complex, his complete lack of regard for the world outside his own mind. But despite all of that, I think there is also kind of a tragic aspect to his character in a weird way. It's been well established that as a superhero, Buddy just didn't have what it took, but he wasn't completely untalented. We see throughout the movie that he was a genius inventor, starting out as a child prodigy, creating his own pair of rocket boots. That's insanely impressive for someone his age, and the movie itself acknowledges it in this scene.
Well, not every superhero has powers, you know. You can be super without them. I invented these.
I work alone.
Keep in mind what Mr. Incredible said there. He didn't disagree with Buddy because Buddy is objectively correct. He just dismisses it because in an active crime scene, that's not really the point. But even if Syndrome wasn't great at heroics in a traditional sense, he did still have potential. As an adult, his talent for inventing only got stronger. Imagine how much he could advance technology if he actually shared what he's created with the rest of the world instead of isolating all of it on a remote island. He could have become a hero by helping society in enormous ways. Except, helping society was never what he cared about. All he cared about was being a hero. Hell, on top of the implications that he sold his inventions to dangerous parties.
Turns out there are a lot of people, whole countries, who want respect. How do you think I got rich? I invented weapons.
He openly admits that the thought of helping society is something that's crossed his mind.
And when I'm old and I've had my fun, I'll sell my inventions so that everyone can be superheroes. Everyone can be super.
And there you have it. He is willing to share his genuine gifts with the rest of the world, but only in his twilight years after he's done hoarding them for his own personal gain.
I only wanted to help!
Sure you did. Hey guys, just a little brief addition that I'm adding into the video at the very last minute, so apologies for the shitty camera quality and also shitty microphone.
That's horrible. That was horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Terrible.
Are you kidding or?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're serious?
That I wouldn't even feature my dog. Terribly.
Everyone at the table doesn't like any of their food. What should I do? Like comp everything or?
Here I am now in this pinnacle moment, and I start hearing the complaints. It was almost too bad to be true.
You need to get feedback from me, okay?
Why didn't you like it? She said the steak was too tough, which doesn't look tough to me.
After Gordon sees nothing is wrong with the food, he decides it's time to stick up for his young chefs.
What are you trying to say, sweetheart?
Terrible. Worst food I'd ever eaten.
Really? Why don't you just take a seat and just sit down and try to enjoy a cup of coffee?
How can you enjoy something that when you come, my husband is starving. No,
Right.
We said
Okay.
that.
Okay.
My steak was tough.
Okay, good. But madam, unfortunately, you're talking out your rear.
Well, yeah,
And-
damn right.
and-
Don't watch your mouth, sir.
Oh, really?
I don't
But
care
you're just walking
who
around looking for
think
trouble.
You are.
Why don't you just sit down and stop trying to cause trouble?
Come on.
There we go.
Will you?
Ladies, welcome. Good evening.
How are you?
So sorry about the old bag.
The first customers of the night are responding well to the
I met people that drank alcohol, now I drink alcohol. I didn't like drugs. I met people that took drugs, now I take drugs. I've met loads of vegans. Nah! And that's why I love vegans, because vegans have proven that peer pressure does not work. What a fucking myth! Not drinking when your friends are drinking, oh, that's tough. Saying no to a joint when all of your friends are high, it's never been done before. But eating steak at a table full of vegans.
Their arm and they keep it up, that means that they are asleep. But if it falls down, that means they're awake. So let's see, if he keeps it up, that means he's really mimis.
See if she's really asleep. Oh my, she's so asleep. That's crazy. Stays up, she's actually sleeping. Oh wow.
If they stay up, they really sleep.
Microphone setup. But if you did enjoy this video,
the leveling experience in classic WoW is one of the most defining features of the early game. An exciting time when players explore new areas, learn new abilities, and tackle hundreds of quests on their way to level 60. At the start of the summer, I discussed the human starting experience from level 1 to 30, which has reached an incredible 300,000 views, and since then, I have also received a lot of requests for a part 2 to that video. Today, I humbly present it to you all. The dynamic of the game evolves as you enter its second half, the heroes of Azeroth traveling far away from the starting zones to uncover new mysteries. And battle more complex enemies. And yet, for the humans of Stormwind, their core mission is far from over, and the story to bring down the corruption within the kingdom still has many chapters to be told. From the murky waters of Dustwallow Marsh to the dark citadel of Blackrock Mountain, let's uncover the game design choices, lore, and forgotten details that come together to form the greatest journey in World of Warcraft. When we last left off, 30 levels of adventure had yielded some positive results for the humans of Stormwind and their allies. The Defias gang, having long been a thorn in the side of the kingdom, is now in shambles. Their leader, Edwin Van Cleef, defeated within the Deadmines. Not only that, but the remnants of the gang were also thought to be dispersed, with the rioting prisoners in the stockade subdued, and their secret benefactor in the House of Nobles, Lord Gregor Lescavar, assassinated by Stormwind loyalists. On the fringes of human lands, a variety of additional threats have also been dealt with, from the necromancer Morbant Fell in Duskwood, to an invading force of Blackrock orcs in the Red Ridge Mountains. While this certainly seems like a string of victories for the Alliance, a new conspiracy is on the rise. The Missing Diplomat, which does a great job of subtly bringing back some of these threats against the kingdom. During one of your returns to Stormwind, you may encounter Thomas, the altar boy at the Cathedral of Light, who encourages you to seek out Bishop DeLavy in Stormwind Keep. The bishop, a high-ranking supporter of the king, has been discreetly gathering adventurers of promise for a mission of utmost secrecy. Recently, a diplomat was sent to Theramore to meet with Jaina Proudmoore. The diplomat never arrived. I believe the Defias are involved in this plot, but I'm not sure how. The diplomat's disappearance still eludes public attention, but it can't remain that way for long. Agents of the king are already scouring the city for clues, but I have my own contacts I would like involved. Right off the bat, we establish that the Defias Brotherhood might not be as weakened as we first thought, and are now directly going after the nobility. The next few steps of the quest lead you through the streets of Stormwind and eventually back to Duskwood, where Watcher Bacchus of the Night Watch reports on a recent meetup of the Defias that took place at the abandoned Addle's Stead. The bandits are still prowling around there, their only notable presence in the zone in fact, but after driving them off, you're able to loot the Defias docket, which gives us many important details. Our first plan has already failed. Fist was successful in switching the guard roster for the tunnel shifts that evening, but due to some unforeseen events by some of the citizens of Stormwind, our target was able to flee from the scene before we could capture him. But we planned for such contingencies. Plan 2 is just as simple, but will require more patience on our part. Our man on the inside in Menethil has already been paid for his efforts, and he's succeeded brilliantly. We should have no problem acquiring our target and capturing him once we've set sail. Expect the attack to happen a few miles from their destination. That's where our allies will be waiting. I'm not sure why we've been forced to form an alliance with the creatures, but I can't help but feel we're being coerced ourselves. Ultimately, it won't matter. With the target in our custody, we'll be well on our way to taking back Stormwind from those that stole it from us. There are 3 main players to highlight here. A person named Fist who was on the inside during the failed first plan, an agent in Menethil Harbor responsible for the success of the second, and a group of mysterious allies somewhere near the coast of Theramore. Returning to Stormwind, we track down the mysterious Fist mentioned in the docket, in reality the brawler Dashel Stonefist. The mastermind behind Plan A, Dashel confirms the whereabouts of a contact named Slim in Menethil to the north, but not before putting up a fight. After tracking down a retired operative turned barkeeper named Mikhail at the Soggy Deepwater Tavern, a similar situation plays out, with one of the bar patrons attempting to sneak out before he can be noticed. Slim doesn't get paid enough to die for the Defias cause though, standing down outside the inn and proceeding to spill the true nature of this plot. They took the king. Yeah, the king of Stormwind, not some lowly diplomat. He was on his way to Theramore. It was a big deal apparently, and a big secret. But it's not just the Defias that are involved. They're working with someone. I think they knew this was bigger than them. My part was just to get their men on board the king's ship while it was still in the harbor. The guy's name was Hendel. That's all I know, I swear. Mikhail is overwhelmed, promising to write to Stormwind while you continue the hunt, suggesting that Hendel may have been a plant within the Theramore Marines who visited Menethil not long ago. This reveal also calls back to the Brotherhood's End story from Part 1. Take this as a token of the king's appreciation. I am only sorry he cannot present it to you himself, but he is away on a diplomatic mission and shall not return for some time. With this massive connection now made, there is only one course to tread, across the Great Sea to Kalimdor. Dustwallow Marsh is a damp footnote in most histories of Azeroth, a dreary land filled with stagnant channels and foul beasts, but there is one beacon of hope for the Alliance here, the Isle of Theramore. It is here where Lady Jaina Proudmoore and her forces deal with a crumbling peace with the Horde, but it seems the traitor Hendel has managed to infiltrate this stronghold. Following the guidance of the local commander Samal, visiting Sentry Point reveals Archmage Turvosh, a friend of Jaina's who directs you to the North Point Tower, where Private Hendel is stationed. The Marine seems earnest in his hatred of the encroaching Horde, but his anger quickly turns to you when questioned. Hello, citizen. If you keep your question short, I'll see if I can help you. Just keep your eyes open for any of those filthy ogres. What? You come here accusing me of allying with the Defias, and think I'll just stand here while you insult me? Subduing Hendel brings an end to the quest line, with Jaina and her allies warping to the scene to transport the private back for questioning, vowing to find the king in all due haste. From a game design perspective, the path stops here, and you're free to continue questing elsewhere. But from a lore perspective, vanilla WoW players were quick to realize we never got any real answers in this zone. Or did we? This is where the timeline gets a little complicated. Most classic WoW quests have a pretty simple history, added at the start of Vanilla and deleted at the start of Cataclysm, but the Missing Diplomat saga has a few more twists and turns that I just can't leave out. Off the coast of Dustwallow Marsh, Alcaz Island hides a great secret. Patrolled by vicious Naga and Hydras, an underground prison can be found here that holds none other than Varian Wrynn, the King of Stormwind. As we know, the Missing Diplomat chain doesn't lead us to him, nor does any other quest in Vanilla WoW, making this NPC little more than an Easter egg for brave adventurers, but there is something to be learned here. We now know where Varian ended up after the ship was sunk, and the Strashaz Naga seem to be the mysterious allies listed by the Defias in their docket. How or why the bandits were able to make this alliance is still a mystery, but continuing with the theme throughout this whole adventure, this kidnapping certainly goes deeper than we know. In patch 1.10, with the addition of the tier 0.5 gear set, Varian disappeared from the game, replaced by a Naga warlord, and his fate was left unknown until his eventual return in Wrath of the Lich King. I do find it interesting though, that for just over a year, there was this secret ending to the Missing Diplomat journey, one that only a few would ever find. Believe it or not, this is not the end of the shenanigans regarding this story. During the Burning Crusade, in patch 2.3, the entire zone of Dustwallow Marsh received a much-needed glow-up, with dozens of new quests, including a chain that was the spiritual successor to the Missing Diplomat. Titled Defias in Dustwallow, it is probably supposed to be set in the same time period as the original, despite being added later on, with players setting out from Theramore to investigate reports of a group of shipwrecked survivors wearing red bandanas. Garn Mathers, leader of the crew, drops a set of orders that heavily points to their involvement in the kidnapping. Garn, I needn't remind you of the importance of your mission. Protect your precious cargo at any cost. Keep the tongue wagging of your associates to a minimum. Heed the crew, and all will be well. I shall await word of your success. These orders were penned on expensive paper, perhaps hinting they came from the traitorous Lord Lescavar himself, or maybe another high-ranking member of the House of Nobles. The way this is written also seems to me that these Defias may have been other undercover deckhands aboard the ship, working to subdue the king and his loyalists at a certain point on the trip. Later in the questline, Ren McGill, a salvage diver for Stormwind Intelligence, helps you discover a shipwreck near Alcaz Island, likely the very same one that once held the king. It seems as though the Defias are diving here too, raising some questions if this crew was fully in the know about the Naga's involvement. Were they planning on causing disarray on board the ship on their own, oblivious of the waiting Naga who are going to whisk Varian away? We don't know, but it seems like the mastermind behind this plot dropped the Defias in favor of the Naga once he was in their captivity. You can even find a pair of enchanted handcuffs inside some of the salvage, which Ren correctly infers may have been used to transport an important prisoner before the ship sank. Returning to Jaina, this news spurs a reconnaissance run over Alcaz Island by Griffin, which reveals something even more sinister. Yeah, the Naga and Hydras are still present, but flying overhead are a group of black drakes, and a runic circle can be seen at the pinnacle of the island, indicating dark magic may be at play. This goes above and beyond the Defias for sure, but now we see the Naga are pawns of a darker power, and we still don't know the full story behind the powerful benefactors in Stormwind. Jaina tells you to warn High Lord Bolvar Fordragon back home, who is acting as leader of the kingdom in the king's absence. Bolvar is receptive of your urgent message, saying, "With their newfound patronage and apparent role in the king's disappearance, I see no choice but to plan a renewed offensive against the Defias. We will pursue the Defias and their backers until our liege is safely returned." Nearby, Lady Katrana Prester of the House of Nobles is irked, downplaying the Defias threat, which from a certain point of view makes sense. Van Cleef is dead, and most of the localized threats have been dealt with. But it is certainly troubling that Defias have been found as far away as Dustwallow and were involved in such a high-level plan. After speaking to Jaina one more time, the missing diplomat saga truly comes to an end, though we now have even more questions than answers. Defias, Naga, black dragons, and a missing king. How does it all fit together? How deep does the corruption go? These questions and more will be answered, but we have a long way to go. At this point, you may have reached level 35, or maybe a bit less if you just played through the vanilla section of the story, and for a while, the trail goes cold. The deserts of Tanaris, the tranquil hinterlands, and more await, and it won't be until around level 50 when this main story arc picks up again. With one major journey over, let's fast forward to the next, to the lands of fire and ash, where the start of the finale is set to begin. To the north of the Red Ridge Mountains and through the menacing Blackrock Pass lie the Burning Steppes, a land choked in smog and rife with scalding earth. At Morgan's Vigil, the one holdfast of the Alliance in this land, a night elf named Helendis Riverhorn makes an offer. Dispatch the rampaging black dragonkin that encroach nearby, and prove yourself as an ally of merit. This quest is difficult to solo, but breaking this first barrier opens up what I would consider one of the most ambitious stories told within the game. Once you've thinned their numbers in the area, Riverhorn wastes no time in dropping major lore bombs, kicking off the quest line known as the True Masters. It is here, from a humble encampment in the foothills, where the endgame truly begins. We had always assumed that the Blackrock Orcs were a product of their savage upbringing. What we have found here in their homeland tells us another story. The Black Dragonflight are the beings who control the Orcs of Blackrock. We suspect that it is the Black Dragonflight that fuels them with rage and hostility. We now know that the Orcs are not fighting of their own accord, but are now bent under the fiery will of the Black Dragons within the mountain. This dangerous revelation is delivered first to Magistrate Solomon in nearby Lakeshire, then to High Lord Fordragon himself, though the claim is apparently not substantial enough to warrant reinforcements. Lady Prester, once again playing devil's advocate, encourages Bolvar to wait for further proof, advising that resources being used against the Horde cannot be diverted for the sake of rumors. The argument is put to rest by Bolvar, who compromises and enacts you as a deputy of the Stormwind Marshals, encouraging you to find more proof of Black Dragon influence in the region. With this new goal in mind, Marshal Maxwell in the Burning Steppes awaits your arrival. He tells you that there was in fact a large cache of information collected by the leader of the company, Marshal Reginald Windsor, but he has since gone missing. Another member of the company known as Ragged John is nearby, at Flame Crest, and he's willing to say all he knows on the matter. While scouting through
So do we have any players with extremely low max HP as well? I don't think we do. Everyone is pretty high on HP. It's pew pew. I have a bit of water made that I can trade away.
So we don't have a decurse. That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. I mean, I could go to Liana. I have Liana parked right outside.
Like, I don't know if it's like like 2 mobs that do annoying curse. Is it only really matters?
Why did we kill them? Yeah, we do have. We don't have buff on Gunhiller yet. Let's take another whack. Mind control broke and then it got killed instantly pretty much. I'm being kicked. I can't mind control for a bit. Leave the Spellbinder alive.
Sorry, my brain.
Do not kill the Spellbinder. That is.
My brain was lagging.
There you go, that's the second. I'll do a fire resistance on PP as well, as he has the least HP. But you guys can move ahead. If you want me to be on the curse, I can actually run on the mage for the first part of the dungeon.
No,
Dr. Sab, it's Kirahara. He's in the raid group.
He's not here yet, so... And Doka is not on voice.
Yeah, I wrote him now as well.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah, it's killing the Spellbinder.
So is Kirahara gonna join, or...?
Yeah, he's joining.
Okay, so who is stepping out?
Doka stop. Is Kimpa in? Okay, Fog, just unlock the skulls. Kimpa, you took the cross, I'll take the other 2. I'm going in.
What aura do you prefer?
Let's just do red aura. I already have 7,000 armor without a shield.
Yep. I counted it.
Same stuff. Going in. Wait, is Kimba not
We
here?
have summons in the back. No, Kimba did mention he's not here yet.
Oh, I just told Kimba to go on X and Kimba's not here. Lamau. Okay. Go in.
It's a good thing I got 2 backspaces allotted.
Already killed these.
We haven't killed one in the back as well. We still have one pack left here.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Do I need to invite someone?
No, you just need to move Kirohara to group 1.
I'll make you assist as well. And my...
Wow, I've never been in a more useless meeting in my life.
Oh, what was
I'm
it
guessing
about?
it didn't feel that worthwhile.
I am on a team of people who are capable of talking about the most useless things for what it is like an endless amount of time. It's it's amazing.
Sounds like every manager ever.
Sounds like easy money.
Okay, yeah, Kim, by your own process here, I'll, yeah, go in. Alright, going in.
Through Blackrock Mountain, Windsor was caught in the midst of a battle between the orcs and Dark Iron dwarves, bitter rivals within the mountain who still fight for control of the central levels. Though the orcs were defeated, the Dark Irons also have no love for the Alliance, only sparing Windsor due to the family heirloom he wielded, the majestic hammer Ironfoe, gifted to his ancestor by the dwarves. Ironfoe was taken, given to their Emperor Thorasan, and Windsor was cast into the dungeons of Blackrock Depths, his evidence stolen as well.
Hey, Mo. Ready? No.
Entering the depths with your allies, Windsor can fortunately be located in the first wing of the dungeon, only requiring a key from High Interrogator Gerston to open his dimly lit cell. And yet, it will require more than physical liberation to convince Windsor to leave and seek retribution, having failed in the same task you now hold. Bolvar is a fool. I was gathering his precious proof so I could shove it down his throat. Proof stands 2 feet away from him, and he does not see. As for my data, it's lost. Should I ever find Ironfoe and make it out of this labyrinth, my first stop will be Stormwind, to place my hammer in between that reptile's eyes. Leave me. Reporting this sad turn of events to Maxwell, it seems the story might be over, but in reality, we just have to find another lead. Any of the mobs in Blackrock Depths now have a chance of dropping a crumpled up note from the Emperor himself, which reads the following: Sweet irony, the fall of the broken alliance. If it it were not for General Angerforge's diligence, we may have never discovered the pattern to the encryption. Argolmach is almost done with the decryption of Windsor's notes. Our Lord will rise from the depths and crush any that remain. At last, the whereabouts of the lost information are now revealed, and letting Windsor know sparks a fire within him once more, though he is still too weak to think about escape. In the meantime, traveling deeper inside Shadowforge City to find the information is your top priority. General Angerforge and Golem Lord Argolmach both have pieces of the intel, which curiously are not notes in the typical sense, but are instead ancient tablets with crimson runes on their surface. With the tablets recovered, a jailbreak is on the horizon. This unlocks a lengthy escort quest that has you free Windsor, then liberate practically the entire prison block to rescue some of Windsor's other squad members. Let me rephrase that. This isn't just an escort quest, this is the escort quest. So much so that entire Blackrock Depths runs are put together just for players running this quest. It's an ordeal, but well worth the great dialogue we get from Windsor as he gets back into his groove. Administering fists of fury. I bet you're sorry now. Can you feel the power? It's time to rock. Eventually reaching the entrance to the dungeon, Windsor departs, hoping to rendezvous with you back in Stormwind soon for the final confrontation. While we're still somewhat in the dark about what's going on, the clues have been there from the start, and stopping by Morgan's vigil on the way out of the zone drops perhaps the most concrete evidence yet of who we, and the entire kingdom, have really been up against. Simply amazing. Windsor stormed through here not 5 minutes ago. He makes some grand claims, but purports they are supported by his evidence. He is on his way to Stormwind now to confront Bolvar and Lady Presta. The pieces are falling into place, and the climax of the story is about to unfold. By this time, your adventures across Azeroth have spanned dozens of zones and hundreds of quests, and from a lore perspective, every choice you've made as a human has led to this: 60 levels of exploration and adventure. The details seen in this section are phenomenal, and I'm going to take some time and analyze what's really going on here. At long last, we have reached the Great Masquerade. At the gates of Stormwind, we meet up with Windsor atop his steed, ready as ever to take down the hidden darkness within the capital. He begins by dropping this bombshell. As you have no doubt ascertained by now, Lady Presta is a Nixia, brood of Deathwing, twin to the Tyrant of the Spire, Nefarian. For too long she has held our kingdom in her captivating gaze. Even the High Lord is controlled by her trickery, a puppet. It all ends today. The spell will be broken. As was fated a lifetime ago in Karazhan, monster, I come. And With me I bring justice. Let's pause right there. While longtime players of course already know about this twist, new players who discover it for the first time will be understandably surprised. This reframes all the interactions you've had with Lady Prester over the course of the game, and Bolvar as well, not to mention your perspective on the story of all the human lands, the secret funding of the Defias, the abandonment of the kingdom by Stormwind's armies, orc and dragon encroachment into human zones, the kidnapping of the true king Varian Wrynn. All of it has been orchestrated by Onyxia in a human disguise, working for years to infiltrate the House of Nobles and gather power within the court. The source of the poison has been discovered. Now it's time to destroy it. The march to the keep is not without hardship. Onyxia has called for the immediate arrest of Windsor on charges of treason, and the Stormwind Guard, led by General Marcus Jonathan himself, bar the way. It is only after appealing to the general's humanity does he stand down, disobeying a direct order to bring about the truth. It seems Windsor has quite the reputation within the marshals, as many of the guards are in awe as he and the company pass through the city streets. This status as a true paragon of good builds at the entrance to the keep itself, where bravery and a bit of mysticism take center stage. Be brave, friends. The reptile will thrash wildly. It is an act of desperation. The dragon hides behind a royal facade. The tablets will reveal her for what she is. If what I have seen holds true, I will not survive this battle, friend. It is you who must finish what I started. This is the second mention of a sort of premonition or prophecy given to Windsor about this encounter, and while we don't know how or why this happened, it certainly seems like he knows this is the end of the line. He is marching to his doom, and does so anyway, willing to sacrifice himself to redeem the entire kingdom. A true hero by any measure. Entering the throne room, Windsor tells Prince Anduin to run to safety, marching straight up to the beast. The entire scenario is incredible, and I won't read the entire transcript here, but I do want to hit some of the major points. The masquerade is over, Lady Prester, or should I call you by your true name, Onyxia? You will be incarcerated and tried for treason, Windsor. I shall watch with glee as they hand down a guilty verdict and sentence you to death by hanging. You will not escape your fate, Onyxia. It has been prophesied, a vision resonating from the great halls of Karazhan. It ends now. The Dark Irons thought these tablets to be encoded. This is not any form of coding. It is the tongue of ancient dragon. Listen, dragon. Let the truth resonate throughout these halls. Dragon filth! Guards! Guards! Seize this monster! Lady Prester is indeed Onyxia, the great black dragon. Perhaps even more spine-chilling is the follow-up reveal of many of the royal guards transforming into black dragonkin, likely spending years embedded deep within the castle defenses. A great battle ensues, and though Onyxia is driven from the keep and her spawn are slain, Marshal Windsor is mortally wounded, as was foretold, in defense of his kingdom. The Great Masquerade has been unveiled, but there is one more chapter to cover on this grand journey.
Stay behind the boss if you don't want to get frozen.
Oh, he's disarmed. I got him.
We have a whelp on in the back. We can just kill that quickly. Oh, we have a sword. And it's a main hand.
Ooh.
Good luck, guys, on the sword.
Onyxia's spell
Yeah,
on
blow the
Bolvar
head
has
if you need it.
broken, as is
Rat's
the
fog.
enchanted medallion keeping him complacent. The dragon is gone, but not defeated, and it will be your most monumental task yet if you plan on bringing an end to the beast. In the aftermath of the battle, Bolvar provides one bit of guidance.
I'm gonna pull this out.
Reginald,
Can you take the
I'm
triangle?
sorry. A fragment of the shattered medallion is all I can offer. You must find another of dragon blood willing to assist you
I
in
would
forging
speak
a
to
new
Shada
key.
with that.
Once you
Pew, actually. We do want to have people for Nixie as well, and we do want to save the boss as well, so best is to contact Shard with it. We did pop a Warshift's Blessing on our last raid, and raid this Sunday looks pretty bad, as we don't have any healers currently. Or rather, we are lacking healers currently. And as Shard is one of those healers, as he will be away, we are in not in the best spot. We have the patrol coming. And whenever you are ready, we can take in Garlando as well.
Yeah, I just saw that they were done.
Iskar, can you throw a yeah. Okay, so these should not pull together. Okay, so Kimpa, you're gonna take cross, just face it away because it cleaves.
Okay.
Don't be
Kimpa,
you're really quick on the spells.
And we are swapping in Garlando now.
You should be okay
Two
with the
healers
next
currently.
few pulls.
Yep.
Alrighty then.
There should also be another invisible, like the assassin patrolling here.
See you later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for
Yeah.
healing this far.
I mean, we can always make runs as well for the Dragon Patrol coming back.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to patrol so we wouldn't get these three.
Waiting.
Heyo.
Heyo.
Hey there.
I need to, yeah. How far you got?
The
we
big
finished
room
the
before the
keyboard.
beast. Let me
You're
drink
on
up a
the
little
beast,
bit. The room right before the beast with all the elites and
Oh, yeah.
that room.
Okay, Iskar, can you flare the pack on the left?
And we do
That's
not have a
one.
mage this round, so we cannot Blizzard or Sheep. So we're gonna have to utilize the traps.
There's an assassin coming in.
We got 290 peak.
That's pretty good. Isn't it
That's
like...
fucking insane.
I mean, you are rested, but even without the rested, it's still very, very good.
Yeah, 145 or something.
And you have no interference inside the dungeon.
Okay, so I'm going to take a cross and unmarked. I can but just taunt the skull when it comes.
Oh, there's whelps here. Should I wait?
Are the whelps that haven't been pulled?
No, the eggs. If I...
Oh, you can walk around them.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good. Are there any good loots?
Okay, I'm pulling in the next.
Random maintenance sword.
Oh,
Got
nice.
some
Great.
valor
Can you
shoulders.
flare the pack straight ahead? There's 2 assassins in there. Can you... Oh, there's no mage. Just do...
Just leave the trap in the front end and shoot the assassin, and he will run into one of the traps at least.
Yes, so Kimpa just take X and... If any assassins come in, just kill them. Otherwise, prioritize the fire tongue. Patrol isn't a shitty spot.
Get back behind the traps, so they. Otherwise, the traps aren't going to work.
You want might on the warriors, right?
Kings.
Okay.
Okay, I'm pulling.
Behind the traps, please.
There is heavy fire damage here as well. Oh, it's been trapped. Good. Let's be ready when the trap breaks that you will have aggro.
I'm breaking the fire.
Okay, I'm taking the fire tongue, kill the fire tongue. Oh, there's assassin loose, kill the axe. Someone pick up the axe.
Yep, I'm on that assassin.
Good job.
Hunter.
Alright.
Big Wind Fury.
It's very smooth when we have 2 Wind Furies.
Okay. Kimba, you just take the skull, I'll take the other 2. And I'm pulling. I think there were no assassins here, or were there 2?
No assassin at the Skull and Cross pack.
Okay, I'm on X, so I came by your own. No, sorry, I'm on, wait, okay. Cross and X, that's the same mark. Not bad.
We're fighting, man.
Just hit something.
Okay, then we got the spiciest pack, so we have no druid, no mage, we have 2 hunters and that's it, so we need to kill like... Okay, so we want to freeze this. This is Kimpa, this is kill. This is just... Yeah, so Iskar just trap square Pine drop the moon. I'll take the skull and the unmarked, and Kimpa, you take the axe. Are we ready?
Yep.
I'm pulling.
Please turn the talon away so we can flee.
We have an ad on the healer. Patty's tanking it, it's fine.
Okay. Square now. Square is loose. I'm picking it up.
There's a trap over here if you need.
Kill the square, and then just cleave down the iron guard.
Nice.
Okay. Drink up for the beast, and then we're basically just going.
And Tremor Totem's here. I have Fearward on the tanks as well.
I don't even really need to, it's just fog. He is no breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, going in. Stack up the centers. That's 3, 4, 5, nice.
He's gonna unite.
Nice.
Done, well done.
Everyone was below the tank. What is this? In DPS.
The tank has high warlord gear. What is this?
Skill issue. Okay, so we got these two big boys. So Kimpa, you just take the 2 on the left side, and I'll take the 2 on the right side.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting. Yeah, just kill cross them. So there was a 1 assassin in the next pack. So whenever it breaks, just no need to flare it. Just whenever it comes, just kill it. Kill the others until then, I guess. He's gonna run slowly because he's invisible. Okay, kill the assassin. Come on, +4 stars to chest.
Would it be lovely to have it after like 1.5 years on the server?
That would be a nice one.
Yeah, it's like 1%
It's not only
on
from Molten
Ragnaros.
Core.
It's 1% on Ragnaros, only Asurgos, and Kazakh. And it's
Yeah,
one
you can
in
also get
five.
it in Eternal. The Eternal lockboxes from the AQ, the Elite box in what's it called?
Not
Symphus.
really though. It's just it depends on the loot tables and like private servers.
Yeah.
Never have those.
Yeah, but the Eternal lockboxes should have it.
Like on Classic, sure, but on this server, it's like I really doubt it.
The next two pulls were fighting in this same room.
Remember, they have a knockback.
Yep, they have a knockback, so we gotta be in here.
So yeah, just do 2 frost traps.
You mean the one with freezing them, right?
Yeah. Ice cube traps. Okay, I'm pulling.
You want me on cross?
It depends on what gets frozen, but yes, go on the cross.
I'll launch a big heal on Gunhilda, so it will align with the mobs attacking him.
Alright.
Very nice. One more in here.
I kind of don't remember, but did we have okay, I'm pulling. But were there assassins in this pack? The patrol.
I don't think so. It's in the next fight after this. They are assassins.
Okay.
One ad in the back. If we're canning it currently, that's fine.
Okay, 3-2 is coming. I'll take X. Kimpa, can you take rest?
Yep.
Got a reset on top. Don't resist, AoE taunt. And he's dead.
Nice call outs.
Okay, everyone move up. There were 2 assassins in the next pack.
Group is pretty low on mana.
Yeah, just
Let's drink up a little bit. Right, I'm good for my part on mana.
Yeah, so just try to. Oh, that's the assassin. Yeah, so just freeze the assassins, and I'll pick up the skull. Kim does an X, and I'll also have the unmarked. I'm shooting. Okay, assassin is loose, kill Moon. Other assassin is loose. Ungouge. Okay, X is loose. Grogan to this. I'll grab X.
DPS aggro.
Kill the assassins, that's the priority.
Just saving the healer.
Okay. Square is loose, kill square. Yeah, but the dangerous thing about the assassins is when you get gouged, you lose threat on everyone. It's like a bot.
Right, let's drink up. As for healers, unless you are Gravando, try to line of sight the boss when he comes back so you avoid incineration on you, or conflagrate, I mean.
I'll take Skull, Kimba, you're an axe. Iskar, you're kiting the Drakis off. Iskar, just go when you're ready.
Hold on a bit, just let me drink up and bubble him in advance, in case he fucks up for some reason. He shouldn't, as he's very used to it. Alright, bubble is up on you. We are ready. Iskar is pulling.
Okay, drag them to the doors with me.
So I think you, Pew Pew, will have aggro on after when he comes back. As I have salvation on me.
Okay, Iskar, you can drop the kite.
Doing a big heal on IE.
He is on Pew.
Put a power shield on you as well, just in case.
Get aggro with me. Flame strike on me.
Ranged stay a bit spread to avoid flame strike on everyone.
I'll interrupt the flame strikes.
Taunted, conflagrated, taunt him off of me, Kimba. Big heals on Nagi and myself. I will taunt in Tusa.
Remember to disarm when he goes in rage mode. Let's have Vikram do the first.
Flame strike on Iskar.
Interrupted.
I'll keep healing Gunhilda. You guys cover Naya.
Disarming.
Flame strike and Vikram. Kite him out of...
Taunting.
Kite him out of fire, don't stay in the fire. Okay, I'm taunting now. Don't resist. He's gonna die. Alright.
Spicy.
If you use all of your greater fire protection potions in Molten Core, just I can send you some extra ones. It's always good to have, at least for this. A really good best. If anyone needs it.
If you are doing the Blackwing Lara attunement, remember to speak to the orb. Do anyone here that needs the Blackwing Lara attunement item from the guy outside? Now is the time to speak out, because we can go and kill him together, and you can go in and turn in the Blackwing Lara attunement thing.
No one needs that?
Which one? The girdle? I already have the girdle.
Yeah, I have it too.
It is very, very... Yeah, it is very, very good.
I'm grabbing it though.
Sounds like no one needs the Blackwing attunement thing. If so, we are done. Good job, guys. Thank everyone for helping out, and I hope a few people got their Onyxia attunement further up in the progression line.
That was a 44-minute UPRS.
Yep, it was very quick. Helps out when we have two shamans. With Fury, with Fury. Alright, we are done.
Yep, thanks a lot, guys.
I know that more people need it. It is better to log out, Pew Pew, if you just want to get back to entrance. You should be safe walking out, so there are no enemies unless you walk on the eggs or pull a patrol.
Well, yeah, Gun, I did it third try, the jump.
No, I saw you fall 3 times at least.
No. That was before I watched the video. That doesn't
So,
count.
okay, so 6th try.
When you asked if I wanted to bet, I did it the first try afterwards. So I should have betted with you for once.
Just keep that in mind for next time, okay?
I have to do it again right now, so.
I'm not gonna do the same bet after you declined it. What, and you did a lot of practice? Oh, I'm ready to do the bet, sir. I don't know.
Oh, first try. Oh. How much did we bet, Gun?
What did you get?
Anuxius, just quest completed.
Yeah, I just did the jump in the first try. That's why I was excited.
Oh. But aren't you a... No, you're not a mage. Never mind. Housewives, this is a bit cheeky, but if you're struggling with the jump, what you can do is delete your Hearthstone and use the auto unstock feature while angling it up. Just make sure you don't aim for the circle. It works sort of like a blink to unstock you, and you will get up for this this hill where you can't normally run.
Oh yeah, okay. I just did it first try, so that's easier.
If you can do that too, that's good as well, right?
To secure this key, you must travel to the Wormbog in Dustwallow Marsh. It is there that you will find it, but not defeated, and it will be your most monumental task yet if you plan on bringing an end. end to the beast. In the aftermath of the battle, Bolvar provides one bit of guidance. Reginald, I am sorry. A fragment of the shattered medallion is all I can offer. You must find another of dragon blood willing to assist you in forging a new key. Once you secure this key, you must travel to the Wormbog in Dustwallow Marsh. It is there that you will find her lair. Where to find other flights willing to help? Sadly, I do not know. They are said to exist. Some may even work and live among us, disguised as one of the humanoid races. I wish you luck. You and your allies must travel far and wide to find one willing to help you. In Winter Spring, above the cave of Maz Thoriel, stands Hale, a matron of the Blue Dragonflight. She explains that to access Onyxia's lair, the amulet must be infused with the blood of another black dragonkin, General Dracasath within Blackrock Spire. This mini-raid is likely the highest caliber content you've attempted so far, and with the most players. But it's overall not too different from a dungeon, and with a bit of effort, Dracasath is dethroned. With the blood acquired, Hale reforges the medallion into the Drakefire Amulet, which grants passage to the dragon as long as you have it equipped or in your inventory. The journey back to the marsh is a raid of vengeance. Hooves thunder over the smoldering ground, and within a dark cavern, Onyxia lies in wait. A few dragon spawn patrol the passageway, but the Broodmother herself is of course the main target. From bellowing roars to breath attacks and a swarm of raging whelps, the battle is fierce, but eventually the spawn of Deathwing falls, ending one of the greatest threats to the human lands once and for all. The last step is to bring the head of Onyxia back to Stormwind, where Bolvar gives one final proclamation. By Uther's beard! For so many years I was held under her captivating gaze. Finally, to see justice meted and the honor of Stormwind restored. Today, we celebrate this glorious victory. And with that, everybody present in the capital receives a 2-hour buff that increases critical strike chance and attack power. A cool community reward for finishing off the first epic raid boss of the game. This entire questline, from your early level 50s all the way to max level, sets up the transition from the open world to the level 60 raids perfectly. World quests, then high level dungeons, then full-on 40-player raids. This is the classic experience. And even after all this time, perhaps many weeks or even months of playing, the words of the narrator from the very beginning still ring true.
You must defend the kingdom against the foul mongrels that encroach upon it, and hunt down the subversive traitors who seek to destroy it from within. Now is the time for heroes. Now humanity's greatest chapter can be told.
From a simple explorer in Elven Forest to the conqueror of a dragon's lair, you are the embodiment of a new age of heroes. As with any MMO, the content machine keeps rolling, but in terms of the vanilla human experience within World of Warcraft, this is its conclusion. Conspiracies, monsters, dungeons, heroes, a dragon. There's so much to discover, and over the course of this 2-part project, I hope you've learned something new about why this journey is so captivating for players even 2 decades later. Thank you all so much for watching. To everyone who has tuned in throughout the summer, I really appreciate it, and the past few months have seen the 2nd highest spike in channel growth ever, which is amazing. The summer flame dims, but there are still more stories to be told. Until next time, may the Force be with you.
If a girl is looking at you, just do this.
Hi, what's your name? Benjamin,
Yeah.
nice to meet you. And you?
Hi.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
I thought you were cute. I wanted to stop
Thank you.
What did you guys order?
This is a latte.
Simply make a comment about what's going on.
Is the movie done? Just. Yesterday. At any point before you see it, you think, okay, here's what I'm gonna say if I don't like it. To those who didn't like it, I totally get it, respect it. To those who loved it, I'm grateful and dubious of your taste. But having a plan, I have learned, I'm grateful and dubious of your taste. But having a plan, I have learned in some cases the hard way, is the most, critical thing, because otherwise...
You don't know what you're setting up.
I watched this movie twice in the theaters. The second time was to make sure that they didn't play the wrong tape the first time. I was obviously disappointed. Let's start from the literal end because I keep pointing this out and no one seems to pay attention to just how absurd and insulting it is. The very last shot of the most long-awaited and anticipated ending of the biggest saga in history of film is a literal recycled CGI shot from a random scene from the middle of the film. They didn't even bother to shoot the ending shot. Somehow this is even more insulting than the identity theft mere seconds before. They just took a random shot, edited the direction in which her robes were flowing, and inserted BB-8 next to her, and called that the end of the Skywalker saga. My favorite thing about this one is that when Lucasfilm realized that their new trilogy really needed to step up after the last two projects, somehow they went, you know who could absolutely save our next film? The guy who wrote the Martha scene in that one Snack Zider movie. He's the one. That genius, combined with Gigi's complete lack of self-respect, brought us the infamous line, somehow Hitler returned. No, wait, it's not Hitler, since a movie where Hitler gets resurrected out of the blue, so all leaders of the world have to take their fingers off of their atomic bomb buttons to hunt for triangles that will help them destabilize the secret zombie Nazi army, and suddenly none of it will matter because the second coming of Christ comes belting the words, I am Iron Man, kills the evil Hitler while Hitler goes 9, would actually be enjoyable. No, it's Palpatine. Somehow Palpatine returned. And we have this interesting piece of something instead. This is how the production of this movie went. JJ shot some completely disjointed random scenes, the actors said some lines without being even slightly directed or given context, and like 2 days before the movie was supposed to be out, all the production team got together in front of a singular computer and tried to somehow play it all out as an intentional story with an existent plot. That's what The Rise of Skywalker is. In a technical sense, this movie is somehow worse than both TFA and TLJ combined, but a lot of people will still argue with me that The Last Jedi is somehow worse. I don't think it is. The Last Jedi was just a breaking point. That's why hatred towards it feels so much more passionate. When you're in a dying relationship, The Last Jedi is like when it hits for the first time that there's no hope, and it's associated with that initial instantaneous sensation of your heart shattering into a million pieces, while The Rise of Skywalker is just a freeing sense of relief that comes with the final breakup after grieving the relationship for so long. Somehow one of them evokes more emotion than the other, even though both are born out of the same circumstance. So episode 7 is obsessed with mystery boxes, 8 is obsessed with subverting expectations, 9 is obsessed with kissing ass. Not like in a fan service way where the film takes into account the majority of fans' wishes. No, I mean in the most literal sense. Somehow, it wants to make out with every ass that hit the theater chair in December of 2019. This film is not concentrated on pleasing a majority. It wants to please every individual person's delusional fan theories, even if they're mutually exclusive. Like somehow raise both a Palpatine and a Skywalker. Kylo's still a villain, but also not a villain. Finn is not force sensitive, but also kinda is. Reylo is real, but also not at all real. Leia is not a Jedi, but she's also a Jedi. Palpatine is alive, even though he's not really alive. Snoke is Palpatine, except he isn't. I'm kind of shocked they didn't find a way to make Rey also a Kenobi somehow. Reveal some magical love affair between Palps and Obi or something. Despite this, they still somehow managed to make this woman both a Palpatine and a Skywalker, even though she is not, never was, and will never be a Skywalker. And if you somehow managed to fulfill my biggest wish and
you